I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next we got the Brandon High School student report. Ashley Bailey.
Hi. Okay, so last week and this week, and I think that they're finishing up tomorrow, everyone but the seniors had testing, so it was like the SAT, the work keys, and the M-STEP.
Next week we have our last chance Spirit Week. We have College Day is Monday, Tuesday is Throwback Day, Wednesday is USA Day, Thursday is Black and White, and then Friday is Blue and White Day.
Coming up in May, we have AP testing, and those are tests to see if you pass the class and could potentially get college credit for that, and that's in May.
Prom is May 11th, so that's coming up soon. They're selling tickets and at lunches.
And May 24th is seniors' last day. So 27 more wake-ups.
And then these are our reps for the rest of the board meetings. There's Zoe and Savannah. So those of you who
And
are
I'm sorry,
reps.
where's Anna? What's the other?
Zoe and Savannah.
Oh, Savannah.
Yes.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have our school showcase, and it's the Brandon High School. Thank you. Dan, welcome.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me tonight. I brought some students with me, and what we want to talk about this evening is a program that some people know about, but it's actually like a hidden gem in Oakland County. It really is. It's called OTC, or OSTC. It's the Oakland Technical Campus. And there's actually 4 campuses. A lot of us only know about one of them that's in Clarkston, but there's actually 4 campuses to the Oakland Technical Campus. And the Oakland Technical Campus is a wide variety of different things that go on there. It's this big umbrella of all these opportunities for our students that we don't necessarily offer here at Brandon High School, but we have the wonderful opportunity to offer our students to go to another campus to do many and great things. A lot of it's hands-on type stuff. A lot of it makes them career ready as soon as they walk out of the high school. Some of the students that will graduate from OTC, graduate from our high school, have the capabilities to step right into the workforce and make a good deal of money right out of high school with the programs that they have to offer there and the training that they're getting. So some facts about OTC. There are currently over 100 of our students at BHS attend that. That's over 10% of our students. So we have quite a few students that do attend the Oakland Technical Campus. It is possible, and we're looking at this and working through this even more starting next year, that you could earn an associate's degree from the Oakland Technical Campus through something such as a middle college program when they walk out and graduate from Brandon High School. What an amazing thing where our students could have the opportunity to get an associate's degree free of charge and walk out of this school with an associate's degree as they head towards college. That is a possibility for them. Like I said, there are 4 campuses. Our students, for the most part, attend the campus in Clarkston, not that far from here. They get there either by bus or drive themselves. There's an AM session and a PM session, and these students are going to talk about some of those amazing programs here in a minute. And for those students that just can't fit in their schedule, because one thing that we find at Brandon is all these wonderful classes that we have open to our students, how in the world do you fit them all in? So one thing that the Oakland Technical Campus does for our students is they do also offer some of our core classes, such as math and English, so that they can go there and still get these opportunities, but still get those core classes that they ultimately need to graduate high school. There's such a wide gamut of classes. I couldn't stay within 10 minutes and bring all of our kids here to talk about each one of these programs. And I know it's hard to see, it's kind of small writing up there, but here are all the programs that they had to offer at these 4 campuses. Just amazing thing. Culinary arts. I went there, Chuck Locklear invited me to have breakfast there one day. And he comes out with this big buffet. I thought I was in like this high-rate expensive restaurant with all this food. They have an auto lab there that rivals any professional auto lab that we'll find in this area. The computer and technology, the equipment that this place has to offer is amazing. They build whole houses right in the facility. The greenhouse is as big as Wokinghams. It's just amazing. And like I said, I'm going to have the students talk about their individual programs here when I'm done. So without further ado, I think I want to get right to our students to let you know more about the individual programs. Like I said, I couldn't bring them all here, but I do have 5 students here that have offered graciously to come and let us know more information. So we'll start with the health sciences.
Hello, my name is Tabitha Callahan, and I attend OSDC as a health science student. In my program, it's really based around the medical field, like if you want to be like a pharmacy tech or a PCT, or like anything like around those like lines. Some like the things that we do is like a lot of hands-on, a lot of skills, learning how to wrap a wound, how to like suture, all these different like hands-on. There's also like activities where we're like working together, such as like base camp. We go here, we do like group activities, we learn about each other, we basically become like a family. Also we have HOSA, which is a medical competition. It's statewide, then it goes national, you get to go to like different states and compete against other students for medals, which also looks good for college admissions and whatnot. What I'm getting out of it personally, I'm currently taking a pharmacy tech class. So by the end of this school year, I will be certified in a pharmacy tech, so I can automatically get a job right out of high school, which is really beneficial to me due to the fact that I'm going to be taking a year off because of like family issues and having to be at home. So this is a really big opportunity for me as a student. Do you guys have any questions?
No, I could just say my daughter's in pharmacy right now, so I can relate to you.
Yeah.
Good luck, that's a tough, but good luck, stay there.
Yeah, it's a difficult task. It's really vigorous, the curriculum is. For my line of work, it's mostly like computer work and like learning all the different, there's 300 different medications I have to learn. There's a few hands-on, like injections that I learned in the beginning, but overall it's like very vigorous. You have to be on top of your game whenever it comes to it.
Hi, my name's Tegan Art, and I have the opposite route of Tabitha. And I am in the transportation cluster that is broken up into 2 different fields, which is collision repair and refinishing and automotive technology. This cluster is more geared and focused towards fixing and working on the ins and outs of every single automotive vehicle that we have. So the collision repair is after a car gets in a car accident, you basically take the car, analyze the problem, strip it down, and fix whatever the issue was. So if you got your whole car wrecked, my job is to go in, repair it, and if it's not repairable, replace your parts and repaint them all. The automotive technology side is the part where you are basically in the engine, fixing all the ticks that a car has, changing oil, rotating tires. This program, it's very easy to get certified. I'm already certified in collision repair, which is ASE certifications, which every shop has to have to basically run. So right after high school, I could go and get a job right away because I'm already certified and I passed my test last year. Most students take 2 years to pass it, but I passed mine the first time. And we also have the work study programs where students are allowed to leave class, go out to a work site, and spend the rest of your day working and getting the experience for class credit, which I am about to start next week at an airport since I am gearing my learning towards the Air Force for after high school instead of going to work at a collision shop, which I'm already certified in. Do you guys have any questions about my cluster?
Good for you, but we're highly motivated people so far. Good job.
Are you're focused on one side, or is it all of it together?
It's broken into 2 classes, so it's 2 separate classes.
Okay.
So half the students are on one side and the other half are on the other side, and you focus on those for 2 years. So if you wanted to be in automotive, you have to sign up for automotive or collision.
Okay, thanks.
Good afternoon, my name is Sandra McCaskey. I go to the cosmetology cluster of the OSTC. And I'm not going to lie, it's a very difficult program because we're actually doing this through the state board, the Michigan State Board of Cosmetology. So that means each student, if you're going for the full 2 years, junior and senior year, you have to meet the 1,500-hour requirement of the state in order to get your state license. But a lot of students, much like myself, by the end of this year, we will be able to take our state board test through the school. The school is going to set it up, it's going to pay for it, at least for the first time, and then if unfortunately we fail that, then we would have to pay for it ourselves. But most people, at least from what my teacher, Ms. Klein, has to say, she says that all of her students pass it on the first try. I could honestly go on all day because cosmetology is such a broad spectrum, but the main things that we cover are the hair, the skin, the nails, the typical cosmetology things. However, cosmetology is just more than that. There is a lot of chemistry involved. There is a lot of science when it comes to color formation, or we have to analyze the pH values of the water, of the hair, of the actual chemicals that we're putting on somebody's hair. We have a lot to do with making sure that we don't make somebody's hair fall out, because that would not be fun. So I really want to push the fact that there is a lot of science involved, and I feel like that's something that is very misconstrued about cosmetology. However, it is an amazing program. I have loved every single step of the way, even though the hours are very strenuous, even though you get 2.5 hours for the AM class as a junior, and then you have to work PM and extended day, which totals to 5 hours as a senior. So unfortunately, these guys get to leave school at 2:20 or whatever, 1:50. I unfortunately don't even get to leave my campus until 4:30 in the afternoon. But other than the hours, it is an amazing program, and I love it more than anything. So, do you guys have any questions for me?
Believe it or not, I graduated from the Northeast campus in cosmetology, so I know how hard it is.
Yeah, it is a little strenuous, but like I said, I do love it. So.
And you brought up a great point about the licensing that nobody ever thinks about. It's just not like
Yeah.
you just, like the guy said, you go to get your driver's license, you have to pass that test.
Yeah, exactly. And the main thing though is, I actually know personally 2 of the girls who were from the class before me, named Emily and Olivia, and I actually know the salon that they work at. And I know so far, one of the students is making almost $4 grand a month, just because she got her license, she's working there, and she is just really pushing forward. So a lot of students from this program are graduating with their license, and they're getting a job like right off the bat, and they're actually starting their careers very early. So I'm excited to do that as well.
Great news, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to Agri-Science and Environmental Technologies. My class is split up into 2 clusters. We got the botany and ecology and animal science. And within the botany and ecology, we work in our greenhouse. It's really cool. We grow a lot of plants and we're trained in cultivating them. And we get to play with their different nutrient levels. We get to grow them from seedlings all the way up until their maturity. And at the end of the year, we do a big plant sale. That usually brings in a lot of money for the cluster. And our animal science, it's mainly about veterinary and livestock. All the students in there, they get to dissect some animals, they get to bring in their animals, so there's animals there already. They get to learn how to take care of them and they bring them home over breaks. Within the cluster, there is a lot of different opportunities with the FFA. And we do a lot of competitions like Envirothon, we do an FFA skills, which is like kind of about group leading. And that pretty much wraps it up. Any questions from you guys?
What's the plant sale?
The plant sale is in the end of the month, I think.
End of this month?
Mm-hmm.
Down at the campus?
Yeah.
What kind of plants?
We've got
Vegetables,
everything from
flowers?
succulents to, we've got tomatoes that we're growing with hydroponic systems. We've got all kinds of flowers.
It is so cool.
And which are you? Are you in the botany?
Yeah, I'm in the botany class.
Okay. I think I answered that when you mentioned the plants. Anybody else?
What's your future plan? Everyone else kind of said they're gonna go there.
Thanks to this cluster, I actually got accepted to Northern Michigan University for medicinal plant chemistry.
Great, congratulations.
Go Wildcats.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adam Zill, and I see we're saving for best to last. I am in the I-Team cluster, and I-Team stands for Information Technologies, Entrepreneurship, and Advanced Marketing. We are a business-type cluster, and there are technically 4 departments inside the cluster. There is Advanced Marketing, OEM, Operations and Employee Management, which I am in. There is a Tech Science, and then there is a Web and Programming. The basics of each of the clusters is that the Advanced Marketing cluster focuses on marketing skills and marketing research to better promote themselves in, like, just the marketing community out in business. The OEM side, which I am in, focuses on leadership and management in certain organizations, how to take care of events, how to run things, which we actually do run certain events. The tech side works more on physical hands-on computers and whatnot, how to rebuild hard drives and everything and really take care of computers, kind of like tech people. And then the software development side makes, they work with software, they have IC3 certifications, so they know how to work with the software and work with coding and whatnot. One of the biggest things about this program that I like is the fact that we have a lot of different certifications, all certifications for Microsoft Office. I know a lot of people nowadays our age are on computers and electronics, but not a lot focus on certifications. We have Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and all these are legitimate certifications that can pass on into real-life jobs and whatnot. We have a leadership facility. We have leadership inside the classroom. I am an associate myself. We have managers, assistant managers for each individual cluster. We have vice presidents, and then the actual presidents are our teachers. And we work down with that leadership cluster and that schedule that the VPs run the majority of everything, and the managers focus on their individual parts in the class. So it's very big in the business side. We do a lot of real world events and whatnot. We are actually coming up, we were doing a thing with Shepherd's Hollow Golf Club down in Clarkston. We were doing a charity fundraiser for, I believe it was Scarlet Smile, which I don't remember exactly what the charity was for, but it was muscular disease, and then also an Alzheimer's charity. Last year I think we raised a few $1,000s for those. We have an auto show as well, and this is something that we put out open to the public. People come, they bring their cars, so this is something that reflects onto the class as a real-world type situation, and we have multiple things in the class, and all in all, it's really fun. You can see my friend Michael up there, he's smiling. We all have a great time there, and it's a really fun time. You really get along with people from other schools, and you just make friends more than you could in any other homeschool. Really, it's very tight knit and very good for individual learning. Does anybody have any questions?
What's your future plans?
My future plans, I wanted to become an engineer. I'm going into the Marine Corps hopefully soon after I get out of college for a mechanical engineering degree. But I've also debated on going into any kind of business or marketing sort of career as kind of like a backup or a secondary, because I know I have a lot of knowledge in that. I used to sell rocks when I was a kid and I was pretty good at it.
I used to sell rocks as well.
Very
In my red wagon, and I pulled them from their own driveway. And then tried it. But anyway, my question is, does your cluster ever take on local small business projects, that if someone had a marketing initiative, a small business had a marketing initiative that they needed assistance on, does this school, does your cluster actually engage with?
Well, we don't do a lot of, from what I've been in for the 2 years,
Sure.
if somebody's starting up a business, they don't necessarily come to us for that, but I know a lot of my friends and whatnot who, have tried starting their own stuff, like the little online stores and whatnot, and they've taken the knowledge that they've learned from marketing, because we create our own marketing pieces, and we run our own business plan. We literally create and run these live events. So they've taken these outside, for any kind of fundraisers, things for their home schools and the Clarkston Valley communities and such, and things for, jobs as well as parents or for themselves. So we don't typically take on too much of the individual businesses, but we really prepare kids in case they want to go out there and help them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good.
Any more?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next I got public comments and questions on agenda business. Okay, next I've got approval of consent agenda. Could I have a motion, please?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Anyone against, say no, please. The motion passes. Information and discussion items, finance report.
Yeah, tonight I just wanted to bring to your attention in the ongoing monthly list of our operations, our buildings, facility jobs. Just on Friday, our middle school, one of the wells broke, so another water problem. So we brought in, or I say we, John's crew, brought in Lalone Plumbing. They attempted to repair the well, and then the well disintegrated. So we are in the process right now of, we're using the backup well, and hopefully that will not, if that were to fail, we would have a huge problem, but we don't see that happening. We need to get a new permit, and then we're getting quotes for the new one, and we just really don't have any idea if it's 20,000, 50,000, whatever. So just wanted to give you a heads up that next month at the May board meeting, we will be bringing a motion to approve award the contract to a plumbing company to get this done, and we should know the price. So an unexpected late in the school year. And then the bid, we have another RFP going out this Thursday for the security surveillance cameras. The bid opening is May 10th. And again, at the May board meeting, we will bring you the contract price and information on the security cameras. All I have for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, are you calling well drilling companies or?
Right now, the Lalone Plumbing was called. Mark Evans actually made the call last Friday, and he's been in contact with John, but we can find out if we're just getting information from them.
Okay, you're just getting a preliminary bid or something?
We're getting quotes. This is considered an emergency repair, so we don't, technically, we don't have to go out for the full bid because it falls under an emergency repair. So I told John that we do need 3 quotes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine, 3's good.
Yeah. I have no idea what this would entail in terms of cost.
Well, there's just also local well drilling companies.
Is there local? Okay.
Yeah, there's one right around the block for me.
Okay. Well, I'm certain Mark Evans is aware of that.
Yeah, I know. We see the trucks.
Okay.
There's a lot of wells up here.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else?
What school is that?
Middle school.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Did you say the whole well disintegrated?
That's disintegrated, yeah. I guess it's about 23 years old.
Oh, so we're gonna have to drill a new well.
Oh my gosh, now I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, we're running on the backup now.
Yeah. How many wells do we have for the school?
The middle school has 2, has the regular and then a backup. So right now the backup well is pumping the water, and so there's no backup right now. So that's just the
We
backup.
want Joey pretty quick.
Mhm.
They were fixed.
Yeah.
Anybody else questions, concerns?
I would kind of call Fleming.
Fleming, okay, I'll let.
Fleming.
Fleming.
Okay.
And then at high school athletics, this is brief, but we're often overwhelmed with all these projects such as wells and air conditioning units and water treatment plants. One of the areas that we've been really trying to set aside a little bit of money each year for has been aesthetics. We've done 3 big bathrooms on the first floor at the high school. We've done things at Harvey Swanson. We've done a number of things, for beautification purposes. The high school portion of that building did not get a lot of attention during the 2006 bond. And in particular, there's ceiling tiles that are 35 years old in a portion of that building. We need to do some painting with our lockers. We'd like to look at our floor where we have some spots that need some attention. I'd just like the board's blessing to go out and get some numbers to see what that would cost. Come back and we can talk about it later on. But we think that we need to put some money into the high school aesthetics. It needs some attention. And we'd just like to have the board's blessing to just go out and get numbers. And we would work with the Wakely and Associates that was here earlier today. But we'd like to see what it would cost and then maybe make some decisions later on. about when we can do some of these projects and which ones the boards would like us to do. Are we okay with that? Any
Do
concerns?
something with the elementary school there, at Bird?
Yeah, last year, we painted Harvey Swanson. We've done a number of things, but Harvey Swanson is another area that we have aesthetics projects to do as well. So yeah, those are the two buildings that probably need attention, Harvey Swanson and then the high school.
Now that I agree that something should be maybe sprucened up, and I tell everybody when I gave blood, I could look and go, you could see the damaged ceiling tiles. I mean, not that you really look, but there were a lot of round ones up there.
And a portion of the building is beautiful, it's just like this. Another portion wasn't touched, it's the original, they're the original tiles. So it's really makes it dark feeling in the school. The LED project that we're doing across the district, that would help a little bit, but the tiles need to be addressed. That needs to be a high priority. Yes.
I guess something to me, and I don't recall if I emailed about this or not, so I apologize if I did before, but is the realizing my oldest is just a freshman, right? So I've gone to many school events at the high school before that, now I'm even more consistently there. The approach shot to the back, the stadium side parking lot, that where you're walking up to go into the gym area and the lobby and the pool and all of that, more almost from a safety standpoint, it bleeds into an aesthetics conversation, but it's dark and not very welcoming for people who don't really know where they're going, or even from the standpoint of when we're in winter and we have winter sports, and that's where you're going for those winter sports, obviously. It's concerning because it's dark enough that while it's aesthetics, it's also safety. So I'm just taking that in, this conversation, because, and it's not, I don't walk up after going to a whole bunch of other schools now. I don't walk up and go, wow.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking for wow, I'm looking for safety.
Yep. Okay, great, and the lights, that's for sure. The other part that we've talked about is that little aisleway that leads up to our Alumni Wall of Fame. We were like, could that be Alumni Plaza? Like those bricks are a little bit, they need some attention, and maybe make a nice brick paver area, kind of like what they have at Oakwood, where a family could buy a brick and we'd say, oh, Tyler Outlaw class of 2018, and things like that, where we can really freshen up that whole area. So that we have two entrances that look nice, but the lighting we need to do like immediately. So thank you for the heads up on that.
Yeah, that's, again, kind of goes in both categories.
Yeah,
which
thank you.
Yeah, because I'm not even sure going into that doorway is well lit either during darker hours, I guess, or, it doesn't feel as inviting. It's sort of around the corner. And you talk about where the B is, right?
We'll look at the lights tomorrow.
Yeah,
Because thanks
it
for the
kind of
heads
feels
up.
like you're going in a door that you really shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go out, we'll get some numbers on some of the aesthetic stuff. The lights, we're going to just do immediately. I think
Okay.
if it's a safety thing, we
All
can
right.
do anyway. Some of the other ones are to freshen up, bring some prices back, and maybe we can decide where we get the best bang for our buck. Okay. Thanks.
Anybody else? Okay, now on to action items. Award of contract for the wastewater treatment plant renovation. Can I have a motion, please?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the recommendation from Wakey Associates Incorporated Architects to award the bid to Brinkall Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $265,000 for the wastewater treatment plant renovations as presented.
Support.
Any discussion? I think we've talked about this longer than we had to. Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Any against say no, please. Okay, the motion's passed. Finally. Okay, can I have a motion for the approval of Human Resources Report?
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the Human Resources Report as presented.
Support.
Okay, any discussion on that?
Yeah, I'd like to just go through the list because it's a number of people. The Human Resource Report at this time of year, this is when you do layoffs, reductions, people retire. And I'd like to go through, this is our teaching staff. So I'm just going to go through the names just so that everybody hears what we have on there. We have 5 teachers that are retiring this year. I'll just name them off. Charlie Pinter from Brandon Middle School, Tara O'Day, Brandon Middle School, Bridget Billmeyer, Preschool Special Education, Liz Napier from Preschool, and Kathy Vergeth, our elementary music teacher. We have one teacher that is moving to the other side of the state. Matt Pago from band is going to be moving over. We'll meet our new candidate tonight. Then we have 3 other teachers that are moving positions within the district. Nate Odinga is moving from the high school to the middle school. Jessica Stone will be moved from the high school to be a middle school counselor. And we have teacher Kelly Sawyer who will be taking a leave of absence this year. We do have some reductions as well. We have staff reductions that will take place. At the elementary level, you have to be conservative at the elementary level because you don't know how many kindergartners you're going to have each year. So we've begun a projection, and we have 2 layoffs at the elementary level. We have Amelia Jackson and Carolyn Osberger. Our hope would be that our kindergarten numbers, junior kindergarten numbers are strong, and that we would be able to bring them back, but we have to wait until people enroll. At the high school level, our high school is getting a little bit smaller. They had a couple big classes that are graduating. There's a big class graduating this year. We have 2 teachers that are on the layoff list, Amanda Traversa, Brandon High School Health, and Randy Morgan, Brandon High School Science. And we have 3 vacancies as well. We are hiring for high school counselor. Tonight, we're going to be talking to our recommendation for our new band director. We're very excited about our new band director candidate. And then we're also hiring for elementary music. So that's the human resource report.
Anybody got any questions, discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Anyone against say no? Yes.
That's with the program.
You're there. I got you then, Lisa. Okay, motion passes. Okay, approval of non-renewal resolution for administrators' employment contracts. Could I have a motion, please?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the non-renewal resolution for the positions of Executive Director of Educational Services and Technology Director as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Anybody got questions? Okay, all those in favor say yes? Yes. Those against say no?
No.
No.
How many no's?
Roll call vote, please.
Okay, roll call.
Deb Brady?
No.
John Chartier?
Yes.
Mary Ann Dwyer? Yes. Bob Eisminger?
Yes.
Lisa Calhoun?
No.
Kevin McClellan?
No.
Diane Salter?
Yes.
4 yes, 3 no.
Okay, the motion passes. Okay, next I need a motion for the approval of employment band director.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve to employ Christy Dodge as the band director, effective school year 2019-18-19 as presented.
Support.
Okay, we're gonna meet then Christy Dodge. Christy
Yeah.
Dodge?
So, Christy, do you want to come up here as she's coming up? Really excited about this. We had an exhaustive search that we did. Christy was a trooper to go through a pretty rigorous process. We had a number of rounds. We had 57 candidates, I believe, that applied, and we had one of the deepest pools of candidates that I've ever worked with in education. And they did our Russ McMartin, our other co-director, and Brittany Miller, our vocal music director, worked together and did some really intense screening of candidates and narrowed it down to 12 candidates that we met in the first round. We narrowed from that list down to 3, and we had a large committee, and we did a series of things on that day. Mike Dowland was there as part of it as a parent rep. We had parent reps, we had our drum majors that were involved, we had teachers that were involved. We had an interview, we did tours of the buildings where they worked and mingled with students, they did writing samples, and then they concluded by doing conducting with students. And after all of that, we were thrilled. Ms. Dodge came to the forefront, and our group was really excited. She's coming from Birch Run, and I'll let her talk about her background, but she's going to be fabulous for us.
Sure. First of all, thank you for approving me. This is my 10th year of teaching. I did the bulk of my career so far at a little tiny town, K-Pac, It's on 69 between Lapeer and Port Huron, and this is my second year at Birch Run. I'm very excited about this opportunity. I had a wonderful time meeting the students during the interview process, and I'm honored. I knew a few of the applicants, and I'm absolutely honored to be the one who's standing here because they were remarkable, and I'm just looking forward to doing the best job I can to continue the standard of excellence in the music department here.
Thank you and welcome, and that's, our band has been top notch.
Yes, they have.
For years.
Yes.
So you've got a great tradition to walk it into.
I am very fortunate. Yes.
Where'd you go to school?
High school, I graduated from Vassar, so it's not too local, but it's not too far away, but I'm an Oakland University graduate for college. Yes.
Where do you live?
I live in Imlay City.
Okay. You said you're at K-Pac and then Birch Run and
Yes.
here, that's a pretty big triangle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I've enjoyed my time at Birch Run, but the commute was killer, especially this winter.
Yes.
So this will be, that'll ease up just a little bit.
So Ms. Ash will take the lead at the high school. Mr. McMartin, they will collaborate. And right now, Mr. Martin's kind of the lead at the middle school, and Mr. Pagel is at the high school, and Ms. Dodge will fill in that high school role. But they work closely together on all the different levels. And we're also going to be hiring, Kathy Ferguth is retiring, so we're going to hire a fourth person. We're going to have a really neat team with our performing arts program, and really excited about the direction that it's heading.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor of Christine Dodge as our new band director, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Anyone again, say no. Christine, welcome again. Okay, now time for citizens input. I have one person on the list. I lost my list. I have Jim Cummings. Mr. Cummings.
Since you said one person, I thought it was me. My name is Jay Cummings. I live at 6530 Oak Hill Drive. And our family has had 5 generations here in Ortonville and Grandin Township. Our grandfather was a dairy farmer on the same location we now live, along with Cook's Farm, which is the only dairy farm left in Oakland County. And so we have a strong sense of roots here in the city and with this school. And I want to come to speak and to encourage us to remain having community school bus drivers rather than to contract out to a separate service. Part of the reason I believe that that's important is, although my family has been here for a long period of time, and a lot of them stayed the whole time, I went away for a while because I was a minister and served in different communities. And I've experienced schools that have had contracted services for buses as well as those who have stayed with homegrown. Our grandfather used to always tell us, when you are buying something, always buy from a local business and from local people. Because when you support the people in your community, your neighbors, then you're supporting yourself. And that's one of the reasons I believe it's important for us to have our local school bus drivers. And generally, that's what happens when you do it as a part of the school community. You get local people, mainly, that are doing the driving. Plus, they stay around. One of the things we discovered when we were in a school district where they changed and have a contractor services is that their record for maintaining people, drivers, is terrible. It changes very often. I'm a runner, so I run Oak Hill, Hadley, various roads, and I get to see our bus drivers from week to week, and month to month and year to year. I think that's important. I also know that our children, when they grew up or growing up, it was very important for them to know the bus driver. And to know them not just as a bus driver, but people in the community. I really want to urge you to support our bus drivers. Thanks.
Okay, then last but well, almost least, could I have a motion to go into closed session for a legal opinion?
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve to enter a closed session for the purpose of discussing an attorney-client privilege communication.
Second?
Thank you. We'll give it a couple minutes. We'll just, if anybody's got to do anything, we'll leave the other room there. Okay, thank you.